Grab your tea, it's Yappy tea time. Or in my case, there is Dr. Pepper in here. But anyways, cute teacup, okay? Great way to start off. Now, welcome to the first episode of my podcast. I'm going to introduce myself and then I'm going to introduce my co-star that you will be seeing very often. So obviously I am Patricia Bram. I am known as Mystery Jewelry Jar Girl on TikTok, but I also do lots of outfit styling, I do makeup stuff, I do funny things, I do real life. I just share honestly whatever I want. Sometimes I'm a mess, but it's fine. And then over here we have Bertha. One of my best friends named her Bertha, and she's gonna be my little guest talking person when I don't have a real life person. So anyways, everyone give it up for Bertha. Okay, she also has a Dr. Pepper. So this first episode might be a disaster, who knows. Anyways, I'm gonna be answering questions from a Q&A kind of thing that I did on Instagram where I had you guys submit questions that you guys wanna know about, and I'll just kind of answer them, and that maybe gives you some more information about me and who I am, and then from there, you know, we'll see what happens. But I love yapping, okay? Obviously. So I'm gonna be yapping for an hour about who knows what, and I can go on many tangents. So first I'm gonna start off talking about why I called it Yappy Teatime. So I have a couple little things here that reference Alice in Wonderland, because I'm a very big Alice in Wonderland fan, hence the teacups, and I had found, where'd it go? It says it's always tea time over there. And I'm always like, oh, yappy nail time, yappy whatever time. And I'm like, oh, yappy tea time. Like we can have some tea, whether it's, you know, in a teacup, me talking about some tea in my life, in your life, in Bertha's life, well, past life. So we're just yapping and we're gonna have tea in some form, way, shape, or form. Anyways, so yeah, it's gonna be super fun and I'm really, really excited. So for this, first episode, we're going to just do this Q&A. I have the questions on my phone and I kind of will just start yapping. So the first question actually was, where do you sell the For You items? So I do have my own website called PB's Jewelries. It is linked in any of my bios and my link tree. You can, I don't know if you can see right here, but this is where I keep like my little storage of stuff. I sell bundles or individual pieces, and each package usually gets a little bracelet that has one of my sayings on it that's like a collectible thing, and then also a handwritten thank you card from me. If you don't receive those, it's because I'm all out and I ordered more, but they haven't came yet. So I try to make sure to keep up with them ordered and like also obviously handwritten, but sometimes I run out. I'm in the middle of packing packages. Gotta send them out. But I try my hardest. I try, I promise, okay? How many pieces of jewelry do you own? Probably close to 1 million. I literally went through my necklaces literally 2 nights ago. And this isn't stuff from things I've kept recently. And this whole thing is filled with necklaces, by the way. This thing is fucking heavy. Okay? Okay. And for the most part, if I'm not keeping something forever, if I wear it, then it goes to you guys. Unless it's a forever keep, but those are very special pieces in my heart. Okay. Then the next question was, have you ever lost a piece of jewelry? Yes. Yes, I have. And it could be who knows where in this planet. Or in my house. Have you ever regretted not keeping something? No, actually, because I know if it goes to you, then it's for you. If it's gonna be staying with me and I wear it, it's for me. Like, I don't know. I get so much jewelry too that I'm like, okay, if I ended up not keeping a piece, then I'm like, oh, that would have been great for this outfit. I have something very similar. And it always kind of just works out. And as I say with my crystals, like, they choose you. So the jewelry chooses you. The crystal chooses you, you know, kind of thing. So yeah. And then how did you start on TikTok and how did you know it was something you wanted to do full time? So there was about 1.5 years ago, I saw one person doing a Mystery Jewelry Jar at one point. And I kind of did a couple like TikToks here and there. I did some book content on my old one before it got hacked. And my first viral TikTok actually was my pregnancy announcement with Ricky years and years and years ago to an Alec Benjamin song, who's one of my favorite artists. He holds a special place in my heart. That's a little tangent we're gonna go on. But I never thought I'd be like a TikToker. I never thought I'd be a content creator. I love entertainment. I've loved being, you know, doing fun looks and I would love to act, you know, things like that. And so, you know, I just kind of would do my thing on here. And then I found a mystery jewelry jar at a thrift store near our house. And I was like, oh my God, is that a mystery jewelry jar? So I did it, and it was so fun. And then I just kept fucking finding them. And I was like, holy crap. And then my video started doing really, really well. And I was like, well, yo, ayo. And then at the time, my previous job was a breastfeeding peer counselor for WIC. And so I was doing both of them, but I felt like I was putting more time and energy into being this content creator as it started to really become something that could be a career for me. And I was finding myself enjoying it more because of the creative freedom that I had, and then also the way I could manage my time better. And so then, yeah, a while ago, I was like, I think, you know, it's not fair for my clients that were mine when I was a breastfeeding peer counselor to have a peer counselor who can't give them their 100%. It's just not fair. So they deserve someone that can do that. And right now, like, I was giving like 50-50, maybe a little more to content creating. And it was something that I just was thinking about more, wanting to do more. And yeah, so I didn't plan on doing it, but it is what it was. And hold on, I'm gonna move this girl from behind me. You can still sit here. Laura has the purple one because it's me and Laura. Anyways, so yeah, that's kind of how I got into that. Have you ever wanted to quit content creating? Absolutely not. There's times where I've got burnt out or I'm tired, but especially this month with the 31 days of Halloween that I'm doing, I am having the like most fun of my life. You can, like, my makeup today was from my vampire look that I did, because I'm filming this on the 16th of October, and so I'm just having so much fun. My brain has all of these creative ideas, and so now that I have this creative outlet, I feel like so much better because I'm not just like, oh, that'd be so fun to do. Where would I do that? Why would I, you know? And yeah, I don't want to quit. I actually hope that I can be even more successful in it. And so yeah, like I'm freaking loving it, okay? And then, do you have an actual favorite jewelry jar you've ever filmed? I think the first jewelry jar that I think of that was my absolute favorite are two of them. One was made by Adrienne, who now has her own little business as well, but she did my first ever custom mystery jewelry jar. And it was amazing. She's still one of my close friends. That was over a year ago, by the way. And then the other one that I had that was my favorite one that I think really started this, because honestly, right now, all of them are my favorite. They're so fucking good, and y'all are so creative with how you do the jars or the bags, or, you know, you send them in treasure chests. Like, the way we've all flourished in this and made it such a fun thing is so cool to see. But one of my original favorites too was another pumpkin jar that I got from Goodwill. And it just had all kinds of Halloween themed, and it was like during, like, it was so good. I overpaid on it, that's for sure, but it was worth it in my opinion. It was one of my first like really, really viral jars, and yeah, it was awesome. Have you ever filmed a jar and not posted it? No. The only way I have not posted it is if TikTok deleted the content. I will always post the jars, regardless. If I film them, I post them, especially because a lot of the stuff is from you guys, and that just wouldn't be fair. So the only way things haven't gotten posted is if TikTok, for some reason, does this thing where it deletes some of the stuff that I've like videotaped. Like, I'll press done recording, and then the red line will be like somewhere, and then it'll just go all the way back, and I'm like, the fuck? Okay, anyways, how do you manage to stay relevant and maintain viewers? Honestly, I'm not necessarily here for the viewers. I'm just having fun, and I'm connecting with so many people like me, and it's an outlet for me, and I know an outlet for you guys, and I just, like, I think, I don't like make the posts to go viral. Obviously, that's very cool. It is helpful financially and gives me exposure. And obviously, I want my videos to do well. But overall, like, I have fun sharing things and creating things and coming up with, okay, am I going to do this look? How am I going to make it me, though? And Mystery Jewelry Jar Girl, like, morphed, you know? Or do I want to share this with them to show them that this is normal? Like, I be pooping. You know, there's been times where I'm like, they might hear a fart or two. We'll see if they comment. But I don't know, I just have so many ideas I want to do and share, and fun things that I have like in my mind that also aren't necessarily jewelry stuff. Like I have ideas for drink collaborations, makeup collaborations, like clothing. I want to have my own jewelry brand. So I feel like I have so many, I like crystals. So like I have so many things that I like to do that I want to share. And I feel like that's something that helps too, is it's not just one thing, it's I'm sharing everything regardless of what it is. I've had a honey dispenser video do really well and a mystery jewelry jar kind of not, and I'm just kind of like, well, that's what the people want right now, you know? So, yeah. And then, do you ever get overwhelmed or frustrated with your online community? A little bit, actually. Sometimes I do. I feel like there is a lack of boundaries sometimes, which I'm trying to be good about, but also a lot of, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Entitlement. I feel like sometimes people think that they're so entitled to me and my life and my videos that they don't realize that most of my videos are like 15% of my life, maybe, depending how long they are, depending the type of video. And so there's so much more to my life and so much other things. So like, yeah, I can't just film 24/7. Like I've been wanting to film this first podcast episode for so long, and I finally am feeling up to it. I feel like I look decent enough to do it, and my kids are in bed. Excuse me. And sometimes I do get a little frustrated with, you know, sometimes there is those hate comments and judgeful comments, and overall I try to ignore them, but sometimes there's some of them where I'm like, I'm gonna talk about you in therapy. But overall it is such a positive, wonderful community, and I'm so thankful for it. And usually it's kind of like people who don't understand the community that come in and kind of can be a little frustrating. And I think with any job, there's always frustrating things about it. But overall, like, I still can't believe this, you know, like I'm having the time of my fucking life. And I'm having so much fun sharing my life, good, bad, ugly, gross, anything. Like I just love normalizing life. And so, yeah. What other creators inspire you? Honestly, a creator that I really look up to is Emily Kaiser. I feel like crying just even saying her name. And if you follow her, you just know she's been through a lot. Like one of the like worst things you could ever go through, especially as a parent. And I don't know, I just always loved her content and her as a mom, and then now just seeing her realness and rawness and still pursuing these like content creating and stuff that she's enjoying. I love Hey Miss Teacher as well. She's another one that I still also can't believe we're mutuals. Another content creator that I adore is Hawk Hates You. And if you know her, you know her. And I had followed her since she showed her kid, like years, like I followed her since her other TikTok got banned, and she was like, what the fuck TikTok? Like I have followed her for so many fucking years and looked up to her because she was so real and she didn't give a fuck, and she's like, I'm me, deal with it, like the fuck. And I fucking love it. I love her. And now we're mutuals. She has messaged me before on Instagram. I was like, I love you. Like, I love her. I look up to her so much, and I'm so proud of her. And yeah, so those are a couple content creators that I really, really look up to. I'm sure there's more, but I'm like, can't think right now. I'd have to go through like who I'm following. And then, has your style changed or evolved since you started social media? Absolutely. So, and this is something that actually I had an old coworker of mine kind of talk about on the internet before she messaged me and kind of like bashed me for it. So I've always loved the darker, like alternative, gothic, emo, like all of that stuff. Like I went through an emo phase in high school, and because growing up I've always been considered that, like, she's fucking weird, like why is anyone talking to her? Like I remember someone told me I scared them because I told them black is the color of my soul, which now looking back I'm like, well, but I was bullied for so long that I started trying to kind of conform into what I thought people would like me better with, like style-wise. So like for the long, I had blonde hair and I always wanted black hair, but I did blonde hair. I tried to kind of stick to like the clean girl, but it's so funny because then I look back to like my prom dress and at prom, and I just think, to me, the style was dark Alice. Like my dress was red and black, first of all. And I had blonde hair, but I finally kind of stepped into like, rather than like the sparkly, poofy prom dress, I stepped into what I was like, that is me. That is what I want to be, and like what I feel I am. And I, like the coworker that was kind of talking about me a couple months ago and stuff, it really hurt because like she's one of the first alternative moms I'd ever seen, and hopefully she doesn't get mad that I'm not name dropping, but I'm just kidding, I'm not going to. No, but I always loved her style. I always looked up to it. I thought she was like the coolest fucking mom, the coolest person. Like, I loved it. And then kind of just hearing her kind of shit on me for now being able to evolve into the style that I like and feel like me really, really hurt, because I've always loved it. And I don't know, you know, if I did something where I came off like I didn't, then that was completely out of context, because I've always loved it. And if you know me, you know that. It's just also my parents growing up were like, you know, we don't want you to just, they wanted me to safely express myself while also acting my age kind of stuff. And so now, like, getting into, I mean, you can even go back and see it. Like, I can see my confidence. I can feel my confidence growing. And I just like today I did my vampire look. Man, I feel like crying. What the hell? Not yet. At least wait till episode 3, Patricia. But like the vampire look, like, that, like I said, felt most like me. I felt most like me. I felt so fucking good earlier. I didn't want to change. And the fact that now I can, and I'm not necessarily a cosplayer, but I love doing ideas inspired by this look, or how can I make this character, you know, what would I make them wear if I wanted to like add to, like, I'm finally evolving into me, and I'm comfortable in myself. And I'm not gonna let anyone change that. So, I mean, she can feel how she feels. Everyone has their right to their feelings. But I know who I am, and this is it. And I know what I love. And if you're the clean girl aesthetic, that's amazing for you too. With this, I'm going on a tangent. I want people just to feel so good about who they are and their styles, regardless if we're similar or not. I just want y'all to feel amazing. That's why I love doing the mystery jewelry bags for you, is because that really kind of was like, you really like this, but you're trying to add gold to this, and this is your style, but you're adding this other thing that you thought wasn't for you, you know, to that, and you're making it you. And sorry. I feel like I've evolved, and I've finally become more comfortable in myself. Would you encourage your kids to become content creators on social media? I encourage my kids to find what they love on their own, kind of how I did with this. So if they want to try content creating when they're old enough, then yes, they love coming in, popping in sometimes. Ricky calls you my TikTok besties and stuff. I very much censor them, especially because Wesley half the time is just in underwear, by the way. Let me clear that up really quick. Y'all are like, why is one kid always shown and another one not? First of all, they're barely shown. Second of all, the other one's like naked half the time. So that's why I don't show him. The other one wears clothes. So sometimes I'll let them come in if they are fully clothed and I'm feeling comfortable about it. But overall, like, my content is not surrounded by them. And sometimes I'm like, you know what? I don't want you guys on camera right now. You know, it's if you know, you know, if you don't kind of thing. So yeah. And then, does anyone ever judge you for your job? Absolutely. And this is something I've felt really frustrated with recently, is people close to me, it feels like, just because of actions and conversations sometimes, that, you know, they may not understand my job, but I wouldn't understand your job if I haven't done it and trained for it, you know? And so sometimes it feels like they think it's just like the easiest thing. And for, you know, with content creating, there is so many pros. It is a very flexible job, and it is very kind of, you know, I'm an independent, like, I don't have a boss. I am my own boss. So if I want to make money, obviously I have to do my job. And it's very fortunate that I'm able to then plan around it and kind of plan my job around my life rather than my life plan around my job. So there are very big pros, and everyone's content is different. So everyone's content has different, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Difficulties in their own ways. Some people's content, they're probably like, this shit's the easiest fucking thing. And that's great for them. Honestly, that's awesome. If you can have your life like that, you should. But with me, sometimes I feel like people don't realize what I do behind the scenes. Like, I have my own side business, but also I plan my looks, I plan my days around it, I have my schools, and my mind is also constantly running. constantly running with content ideas, or like, because I'm doing the 31 days of Halloween, there's times where like I've been so busy and then I'm like, should I pre-film for tomorrow? And it's like 11 p.m. and I'm like, okay, so I know they want to see that, so should I do this on this day? Like, so there's times where I feel like there's not a lot of things that they see behind the scene or that they feel. And you know, sometimes like I just almost also struggle when I'm normally styling. I'm like, does this even look good? Like, and so I change my jewelry 50 times. And so there's great positives and ways that this is easy, for sure. But I do feel like I get a little bit judged because there's also, I feel like, a negative stigma around the word influencer. And that's something that like I'm realizing is a trigger for me, because I feel like I'm more than just an influencer. I am a content creator. I am in the entertainment industry. I am hoping that this can push me to have people see me in that have, you know, can help me pursue in acting and, you know, things like that. So I do sometimes feel a little judged, though, that they think I just lollygag. And for me, it's definitely more than that. And I will have days where I try to just film all day, because then the next day I want to try to have a day off, and there's still something that I'm like, oh, I need to film that, or that would be good to film right now because this happened. So anyways, that's a little bit of tangent about that. Sometimes yes, but I try to not let it get me down because I'm having the time of my life, and this does have many, hi Bella, ways for me to move into other careers that I would love while still doing this. I never want to stop doing this. So yeah, and then the next question was, do you like to wear jewelry outside of social media? So yes, but 99% of the time, if I am at home, I'm comfy cozy, okay? But if I go out and it's not school drop off and stuff, especially to the haunted farmers market, I do love to wear jewelry. I used to wear hoops all in my ears, and I have my nose rings. I used to have a couple different piercings as well. I have my belly button ring that I keep in, and so even ones where like you guys can't see them, I like them because they make me feel confident. But yeah, I like wearing jewelry. It just, you know, I only can wear it for a certain amount of time before I do get overstimulated, but I love it, and I love how it makes me feel. All right, and then I feel like we've talked a lot about my job. Not including your wedding set, which piece of jewelry is most sentimental to you? My great grandma, after she passed away, had left me a necklace of hers, and it's like a beautiful gothic choker. And that one's very sentimental because I love her very much, and I miss her. And it's a fucking vibe. So yeah. How did you get so confident on social media, and did you have to step out of your comfort zone at all? So I feel like, oh, there's a couple good ones, so we're going to continue this. So I think I'm able to be confident on social media because, one, when I'm live, I half the time don't look at how many people are in my life, or I have a panic attack. And two, I just feel like I'm talking to my best friend on the phone. Like that's kind of it. And because I'm at home, I don't feel like I have all these eyes on me. So I'm like, I'll just be me. Like half the time, guys, half the time I don't realize I do something obnoxious until I see it in the comments. Like today, I said a necklace looks like a vagina, and I pretended to lick it, and it just kind of like, I just moved on. And someone in the comments is like, girl, what the fuck? I am like, I did do that on the internet, didn't I? So it feels like I'm on a FaceTime with my best friend, and I think that's a thing that I encourage people to do if they want to create content. Literally, just pretend you're on the phone with the person you are most comfortable with, like, and then you become comfortable and confident. And I also feel like being yourself and just letting yourself be who you are is the best way to feel confident. And now I need a sip of this, so don't chug, sip. Anyways, so how did you start your brand, and how did you choose the brand name? Was there any other names you considered? Yeah, there was a couple other names. So at first I wanted it to be PB&J, Patricia Bramman Jewelry, but I didn't know if, oh my gosh, there's a Bella hair on my lip. Anyways, I wasn't sure if I'd get sued, if I'm being completely honest. PBandJ.com would have been cute as fuck. So I was like, okay, PB's Jewelries, it still kind of goes together. Patricia Bram Jewelries, Patricia Bram's Jewelry, you know, kind of thing. It works. So it kind of just went, I thought PB&J was cute, and then, yeah, that's actually literally it. So what obstacles have you overcome as a full-time mom and content creator? Management, time management, and not just finding time as a mom and content creator, time as a wife, time as an individual. I'm very big on my alone time. Quality time is my love language, but I'm also very big on my alone time, especially if I've had to do a lot of things that were draining my social battery. So like if I'm around my people that don't, there's certain people in my life that do not affect my social battery at all because of just who they are to me, and obviously my husband's one of them. But you know, when I do have to kind of go out and just strangers give me anxiety, and you know, big crowds give me like a lot of anxiety. We went to the haunted farmers market, me and Laura, like a week ago, and even Wesley wanted to stay in the wagon, and I was like, I gotta go, like I gotta go. But I think that the management and just around everything, managing it all and setting boundaries for myself with it all, like, you know, so yeah. What's my favorite saying that I have? I feel like, fuck, maybe for you, not for me, but also I love calling you guys my TikTok besties. I think that's fun because that's where it originated, but everyone's a TikTok bestie, regardless of what social media platform you're on. Okay, and then I think that's it for... I did stop selling on Depop, but maybe occasionally I'll have a crafting jar, clothes, or books on there. It just is... Depop for me is tedious as fuck to post on. It drives me nuts. So, yeah. All right, so now we're on to personal questions. Whoa! Which I think was good. We did a little bit of the content stuff for the first part, and now for the next part, let's get personal. It's tea time, guys. All right. Bertha, I may steal yours. I realize I'm supposed to be talking to her, not you. I'm really bad with eye contact sometimes. But anyways, alrighty. If you could change one thing in the world without any consequences, what would it be? I think my biggest thing right now is, if I could change one thing, I think I would change, oh my God, too, but there's so many fucking things, damn it. But I think my biggest thing, because I feel like this would change a lot for a lot of people in many, many different ways, is the one thing I would do is make sure everyone has the most equal livable wage. I think like I eat the rich. Yes, I'm a Taylor Swift fan. We don't need to fucking talk about that. But like, no one would be poor or stuck in poverty, and no one would worry. Everyone would be fucking comfortable, but there would not be billionaires. There would not. Like, no. That's, I think, my biggest thing, because I feel like, personally, money would buy me some happiness. There's a lot of things I gotta be happy about in life, don't get me wrong. But money, if I was not a broke bitch, that's actually, let me go on a tangent real quick. I'm not rich as fuck. Especially like with the changes TikTok has made and the things I've had to deal with TikTok. And I still have yet to have any brand deals after being with 2 different management companies, by the way, for however long I've been with them. Some people, yes, they make a ton of fucking money. Obviously, I'm kind of hoping I'd love that because I'd love to give back as well. But I'm not rich, guys. Okay, anyways, I do think that not only for me, but for literally everyone in life, just being able to be comfortable with money would change a lot in the world, and not having billionaires who have all this money and then don't do any good with it. So, anyways, my favorite childhood memory, the first one that pops up is when my parents got me a unicycle for my birthday and I screamed. There's a video of it. There is a video of it. My dad has posted it. Do you think little you would be proud of you now? Absolutely. I think little me would think I'm the baddest bitch ever. And I can't believe I even said that. Like, just like, I still have my insecurities, but then I think about it, I'm like, little me would see me in public and be like, I want to be her. So when I'm feeling insecure about myself, or I'm feeling bleh or whatever, I actually remind myself that. And I've also been like, literally looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm like, positive affirmations, go. Like, that's what my therapist told me to do too. But like, if I think about it, like, little me would love it. Little me would be, yeah, a huge Tinky Talk bestie. If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be? Stop changing for other people, because the right people will love you for you. What is something you wish people understood about me? There's a lot, but I feel like one of the things is that I care so much about a lot of different things, and I'm a passionate fucking person. And there's many positives about that, but there can be some hardships with it, and it's something obviously I'm going through with, you know, therapy. But like, I am a passionate person, and I'm especially like, when I care, like, I care hard. And I know some people don't care as much, but like, I'm a lover. I'm a lover. What can I say? I love you, Bella. Okay, how do you find comfort on hard days? I listen to a lot of fucking music, and you guys have seen that if you follow me and like you've seen my lives, which I mainly go live on TikTok. I love music, and that's actually another thing with Taylor Swift is she's still getting me actually through so much throughout my whole entire life, like since the beginning. My dad's also a huge Swiftie since her beginning, so you know. But like, there's just so many things that I relate to, and I mean, if you know some of her lore, like, you probably will relate to it, and so, you know, I just I listen to a lot of music, and then I bake, I cuddle my cats, I sleep, I drink a Dr. Pepper. But I listen to music. I think is one of the hugest things. Like, music has gotten me through so much. Like, yeah, I could go into depth about that, but then I'd cry. How did I meet my husband, and when did you know he's the one? Ooh, you guys have been waiting for this. Okay, I might go on a tangent because there's some funny things about it. So I used to work at this place called Shake 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 in Tacoma, Washington. Cutest little milkshake, like, burger little thing, very retro. And one night I was working, and I see this guy walk in, and he's wearing a Thrasher hoodie, and he's also matching his younger brother with him. Shout out Jakey. And I look, and I see the door open, and I'm at the till, like, I'm at the register, and I'm like, oh, that's the, like, most handsome man I've ever seen in my life. I almost jumped over that counter. Anyways. And like, from the moment he walked in, like, I was just like, oh shit, I gotta work, but also this fucking cute ass boy is in front of me right now. And I know we kept making eye contact, like, you know, and so he comes up and he orders, and like, you know, like, there's just, when you like know the vibe, you know the vibe, like, lots of smiling and like kind of like eye contact and stuff. And he ordered the bacon dog with no onions. I'm not going to get into that. I'm a big onion fan. And a vanilla milkshake, by the way. I was like, you came to Shake Shake Shake, where we have all these great ass fucking, and you chose vanilla. I judged a little bit, but I gave it the benefit of the doubt, especially when I had Patricia's Butterfinger right behind me. Side note, I had my own milkshake that I made on my own, and it was amazing. It was called Patricia's Butterfinger, but it wasn't Butterfinger pieces. My whole thing was, I don't want any Butterfinger pieces in it, but it was peanut butter, crunchy peanut butter, and then butterscotch pudding powder. It tasted just like the Butterfinger candy, and if you put chocolate syrup around it, like on the glass, I swear to God, it tasted just like it. Like, that's another thing I'm hugely proud of in my life. Like, that was so fun. It was the milkshake of the month for months, and it was delicious. And then things happened, but like, it's fine. So anyways, yeah, he orders his food. I go to try to make his milkshake, but we ended up getting a huge rush, and like, he's sitting on the right down in this little kind of like other seating area. So like, I have perfect view to just kind of like side-eye it, and I know he was side-eyeing me. Maybe he wasn't side-eyeing, but he was probably. He was, you know. And anyways, so then it kind of calms down, and he comes back up, and I'm at the register, and I swear to God, I thought he said, can we be friends? So and it's loud in there, there's some 10 people. So I kind of sit forward, I'm like, did you just ask if we can be friends? And he was like, no, I asked, can I have some fries? I looked at him, and I was like, oh. I was like, oh, yeah, you can have some fries. Sorry, it's loud in here. And he was like, you know, like, it's fine. I think you'd be a cool friend. And I was like, yeah, good. You're good. You're fucking good. And I was like, I I just fucking embarrassed the fuck out of myself, but okay. So anyways, he gets his fries, he goes, I'm at the till, he walks out. This fucking man walks out. We have eye contact this whole way. He walks past me and walks out the fucking door of the restaurant. And I'm like staring at the door. I go to my coworker and I'm like, that motherfucker just left. And she's like, huh? And I'm like, he just left and didn't even ask for my number. And we've been like eye fucking this whole time. Sorry, Dad. And I was like, is it because I embarrassed myself? I was pissed. Well, shout out Jakey. Nick was like, apparently this is Nick's side of the story. He really wanted to go back in and ask for my number, and Jakey was like, go fucking do it. So, anyways, I'm at the till. I'm fucking pissed. I'm pissed. But then I see him walk back in, and I'm like, he comes up, and I was like, hi. And he was like, hey. And then a rush came in, and I was like, just one sec. So he's waiting by the fireplace. When I tell you it had to be the biggest rush of my life, I'm like, this man better not fucking leave again. Like, better fucking not leave. So finally, like, well, no. One person came to the register, and then I went up to him, and okay, yeah. But then there was a rush. Holy shit, I'm getting this. Don't worry, it's fine. So this lady comes in, whatever, he's waiting. I take her order, I go up to him. Someone asked me to also get ice cream to refill the ice cream machine, so I'm like, okay. But I'm gonna stop by him first. And I go up and he goes, hey, so, I was just wondering if I could get your number. And I said, I was hoping you were gonna ask that. Yeah. Obviously it wasn't that cringe, but I was still like, I want him to know I wanted him to ask that. Like, I want you to know you better not walk out there without my fucking phone number. So of course I fill the ice cream, I go to the register, then the rush comes in and he's waiting. Finally he gets my number. This man also thinks that I gave him the wrong number at first because he typed in the fucking number wrong. His friends had to tell him. Anyways, yeah, and honestly, even from like our first date, like I slipped and fell on some rocks when we were at the waterfront. It was funny, I literally told him it was gonna happen, and he was like, nah, it's probably me that slips. I was like, no, it's for sure. And then literally like 30 seconds later, and he never, like, I think the only time I really was like, quote, embarrassed was when the whole friend thing happened. But even then, like, it's funny embarrassment. I wasn't actually like embarrassed. I was more so like, that was his leeway. I was giving him a minute to, but it's fine. He probably also had a little bit of nervousness. So yeah, I don't know. I remember the second day we were talking, he told me my name in his phone was future wife. And usually that would have given me the ick. But I was like, oh, I think I'm your future wife. And so, yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, they say when you know, which I do believe in, but I just remember there was at one point, like, we were hanging out, I looked at him, and I was like, either this is gonna actually fucking destroy me or be the best thing that ever happened. Like I looked at him when we were sitting in my car after I was working, having one of our car talks we had all the time. Aww, oh my God. And I just was like, looking at him, I was like, damn, this is, like, it was gonna literally, like, destroy the fuck out of me. But it actually turned out to not. So anyways, if I could travel anywhere in the world, where would I go and what would I do there? I always wanted to go to Egypt, but I've also always wanted to go to Switzerland. And I've also always wanted to go to Salem, Massachusetts. And I would just see anything and everything, whether it's big towns, small towns, things that are very popular to see or things that people don't know about. I'm a wanderer. So I would just be wandering. What do you do to stay motivated and creative? I don't know if I do anything to like stay. It's just something that I feel like I just think about a lot. Like I have all these ideas of things I want to do, and then like, you guys have seen it when I'm doing a jar or I'm doing something, and then I'm like, slap, creative idea, and I'm like, holy shit, and I just want to do it. And if I don't do it, I start to go insane. So as long as I have some form of outlet and it's like going in the direction I'm wanting, we're Gucci gang. How did you meet your best friend and how long have you been best friends? I have a few best friends, for sure. But two of my best friends I actually met when I was in another friend group that was very toxic. Definitely, but it was also in one of the like worst times of my life. And I was kind of desperate for friendship because I really, yeah. How long? We've been friends for quite a few years, actually. Quite a few years. and it's something I'm very grateful for. And I take friendship very seriously. It's just who I am, and like when I care about my friends, I care about my friends, and like I'm also, like I said, a big quality time person, but I'm also very understanding, and so I try to obviously balance it. But yeah, and then obviously Nick's my best friend, my dad's my best friend. Favorite adult beverage? I like my wine nights and Dr. Pepper. I'm big. I like sweet wines, but I like also sparkly wines. I'm also I don't like things to taste bad, and I don't like the taste of alcohol. So I have to be highly under some sort of influence to want to like take a shot. Absolutely not. I cannot think of the last time I ever took a shot. Like, yeah, ew. Anyways, do I believe any conspiracies? I can't even think of any right now. Aliens or cryptids? I don't think that there's any way that we're the only life out there. I think I do believe that. Like, no way, there's however many planets and shit like that, and we're like the only ones. Be so for reals. Maybe that's a conspiracy theory. What is my favorite things about being a mother? The unconditional love and just the fun that I have, and like doing things where I'm like, I had fun doing that, I want to do that with them, or like, I don't know, just kind of like also still vicariously living through them because I'm like, holy shit, I'm a fucking adult now, ew. But then also doing things that I hope help them in the long run. And like, I don't want to go to my childhood because I had a very great childhood, but also difficult things about that with its own stuff and other things that we'll get into in another episode, don't worry. What is my parenting style? So I feel like there's so many different parenting styles, and the word gentle parenting has very negative views because of the word gentle. I don't hit my kids. I'm stern, and I have raised my voice. Bro, there's some times where I'm like, y'all kids acting crazy. And like, I gotta like get their attention somehow. But I don't hit my kids. I don't scream in their faces. I don't cuss them out. I don't call them mean names. And I'm very big on being firm in my boundaries. And then also Nick and I are a team. So no, you're not gonna like say one thing to me and then go say another thing to him and ask him if I said no or this or that. And you guys have seen my parenting. I'm very, this is the boundary and you're gonna learn to listen to boundaries. But also set your boundaries with me. That's another thing, is I want them to have that communication with me. So when I'm doing something, they're like, no, mom, like that actually makes it difficult for me to listen or, you know, want to cooperate. Then I take that in, or, you know, like if I have lost my temper, which I have, I will be like, hey, holy shit, I'm so sorry. I should not have done that. But the term gentle parenting and what gentle parenting actually is something that I do try to very much, I call it gentle parenting with spice. I swear a lot. But I don't swear at them. I'd be swearing. Y'all know. Anyways, I don't believe in hitting my kids. And I believe in giving them reasons. So if instead of like, when they're like, well, why can't I do this? I don't want to say because I said so or because I'm your mom. I'm going to say, well, because A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, there's times where they'll be like, why? Well, why? Well, why? And I'm like, sometimes because fucking science. I don't know. They'll ask me the craziest things, and I'm trying my hardest to give them. But I'm like, guys, there's some things I genuinely can't answer. So what was I like in my teen years? Did you get up to no good? I feel like I could have been worse. But I also had my moments. When I met Nick, this is fucking hilarious. When I met Nick, I was grounded for 2 weeks because I'd got my belly button pierced without my parents knowing, and then they found out because I posted it on the internet, which I did not think they were going to find out. We also don't need to expose myself because my parents might watch this. I could have been worse, and I think I turned out fine. What did I want to be when I grew up as a child? I wanted to be a forensic scientist. And I think, obviously, I really clearly like dead things. So, yeah, but I don't like math. Or school. So fuck that. What's mine and Nick's favorite thing to do together? We love doing literally anything together. Like, whether it's watching a movie, going somewhere, doing this, going to the movies. We used to go to the movies a lot, actually. That's one thing that we do love still doing together is we love going to the movies. Listen, AMC Theaters, they got the Bavarian pretzel. I think about that so much. Or even just like if he's playing his games, I'll be in the room with him and just doing my own thing, and then we'll occasionally everything, literally. But we also are very big on doing our own thing too. Any special family traditions? Every year on Halloween, we go to a pumpkin patch, Spooner Farms specifically, and we take the boys, and it's fun, and it's not busy. So we usually go when they first open, and I love doing that. My favorite meal to make, grilled cheese and tomato soup, which I made today. Do I remember to take breaks from social media? Yes, actually. I pre-filmed something for tomorrow, today, partly because I also have my makeup done really nicely. And I've been trying to pre-film a little bit more on days and really force myself, like, I am going to, it's hard because I just also have so much fun, but like, I'm going to reset my house. I'm going to take this day and do what I want. I'm going to make sure to spend time with the kids, and we're going to go do this and that and whatever, or I'm just going to fucking sleep all day. So I do try to remember, even with the 31 days of Halloween. So like my Art the Clown look was actually filmed a week before I had posted it. So yeah. And then, do you find it consumes your life sometimes? Honestly, I feel like, I'm not sure if it's parenting or content, but it used to, either or. And now, like when I was first a mom, especially, like also after my second son, like motherhood consumed me. Like if you see the back then pictures versus now, I mean, I was a very different person. But now, for a while there, I felt like I was getting consumed by wanting to do this and wanting to do this and feeling the pressure of social media to keep up with my posting and this and that. But now I feel like I've set that good boundary with myself and management with my time and energy. And then what are my favorite things to do for self-care? Listen to music. Cheers. I clean a lot. I will draw or read sometimes. Spend time with my family. Sleep. I'm just gonna, hey Bertha, you don't want this, right? It's fine. I'll finish it for you. No pressure. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And then, let's see. What are my favorite things to do for self-care? My most embarrassing story. Oh, I have a lot of those. I'm like trying to think. Oh God, there's quite a bit. I don't know. I just feel like I'm always doing embarrassing things sometimes, but I feel like there's a lot, and I feel like that kind might be, is that a triggering question? I think one of my most embarrassing stories was when I was in middle school, and I really liked this guy, and I thought he liked me, and it was all a prank. And I found out it was a prank in front of a lot of people, and I genuinely thought he liked me. Anyways. Also, sometimes I feel it's embarrassing for the people I've confided in with things, or the things I've let people see in my life, or parts of me, like very vulnerable parts of me, when they didn't deserve it. I feel like that's another very embarrassing thing for me when I think back to certain things is, yeah, they didn't deserve to see that part of me. Okay. And then, who makes me laugh the hardest in my life? Myself! Ha! Sorry. I love when you guys comment these things and it's like no one thinks Patricia's funnier than Patricia. But honestly, TikTok makes me fucking crack up. But personally, like Nick, my dad. Yeah. And I mean, obviously I've had laughs with my best friends and friends in the past and stuff, but I feel like those, unfortunately, with friendships, friendships are also tough for me, but we'll have good laughs, don't get me wrong, but the consistency with how much I laugh and have fun with these people, it really is my dad and Nick and myself. Do you have any siblings, and are you close with them? This may trigger some people that are watching this. And that's fine. Your feelings are valid. So are mine. So I'm adopted. And my sister is adopted. We're not blood related. So my parents, my mom and dad, who adopted me, Irv, Irv, he's my dad, by the way. Like, I don't care if we're not blood. He's my dad, and my mom is my mom. And my sister is my sister, regardless if we're blood related or not, which we're not. Just gonna make that really clear. However, not my birth mom, but my birth dad has other children as well, and they are my half siblings, and I do know them, but not that well. The like second oldest, so I'm considered the oldest of like my birth family side, but the second oldest, I've met her children, her beautiful children, and I think she's really the only half sibling I've met. I've met the other ones kind of over the phone a little bit, but overall I don't know them. So I'm close with my sister, who I love, who I also protect from social media for personal reasons. Story about me, tangent. Every time I say tangent, I think of Tangent, my friend. My sister has special needs, and so while she is technically 30, I'm still the oldest sister in many, many senses. And growing up, I was in like the mixed classes with, special needs and, what they consider, quote, regular kids. And I don't like saying that. We're all, anyways. But, so I have a very soft spot for that. And then also, because I know my sister and social media, I want to protect her from it a lot, because there will, if anything, listen, I can be mean to my sister. Y'all be mean to my sister, you're going to see a side of me you don't want to see. That will get me canceled for sure. But I try to very much protect her from social media. So I don't really make videos with her or anything like that. If you know her, there's a couple people that do, great, but I just try to protect her from that. And that's a boundary I'm setting. So fucking respect it. Anyways, do I ever feel lonely? Yes, I fucking do. And I feel like lonely is such an interesting term, because like I've had lots of friends go through things and they're like, oh, I'm just so alone, like I feel so alone. And then I'll see people be like, well, you're not alone, you have me. And it's like, well, yes, that is a correct statement. However, what someone is going through is lonely to them, especially if you are not also going through that exact same situation. So it's lonely as fuck. So there are things that I'm going through that are lonely as fuck, regardless of the people I have around me, because they're not going through it either. So, there's, for me, like, honestly, I'm, holy shit, don't go reading into anything that I say, but there's been times where, like, I feel so lonely in friendships, and they don't feel that way because they're getting their cup filled in other ways with other people, or I'm still filling their cup or this or that, but then there's times where my cup's not getting filled in the way that I need for friendships and stuff, and it's lonely as fuck. And it's hard to navigate, and it's hard to make sure that I'm also not being like over dramatic or, like whatever. But, I get lonely, especially when it comes to the type of life I have. Like it is obviously a little different than a lot of people's. And so it can get lonely because then there's not that understanding, or people like don't want to try to even understand it. And it's also like, okay, but I don't understand your life, so I feel lonely actually quite often, but doing this and connecting with you guys and going live also helps a lot. And then I also love my husband, but So that's a little tangent. What song brings me comfort? My Mortal by Evanescence is one that comes to my mind. Any Pure Seville. Sleeping with Sirens, okay. Better Off Dead is actually a song that's like a slap in the fucking face. I have adored that song since I first heard it. And it very hits close to home. And then actually Knife in My Back by Alec Benjamin that just came out recently is one. And then that also, fucking that one makes me cry every time I hear it. And then the Reputation album for Taylor Swift really also hits, especially This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. There might be a little bit of a trend going on here. And then there's another one. I don't know, there's so many songs. I feel like I can find a song for any feeling that I have. My favorite movies and TV shows. I love horror movies. I love the Terrifier movies. Rain is one of my favorite TV shows. I also was a big Grey's Anatomy stan, but I feel like it's going and going and going, and yeah. Vampire Diaries, of course. The originals, actually, I think is more than Vampire Diaries. Don't cancel me. Supernatural. Yeah. Prison Break was also really good. Anyways, there's a lot. There's a lot. Princess Bride is a comfort movie. Corpse Bride is a comfort movie. The Alice in Wonderland movies, Tim Burton version is a comfort. Coraline's a comfort. Monster House, shit, the Scooby-Doo movie, like, there's so, and then Nick and I also just love watching scary movies. And then lastly, our last question, what is my favorite thing to do with my kids? Honestly, there's times where I'm like, well, what do you guys want to do? They love going to Spirit Halloween. They love going to Spirit Halloween. They really do. But with Ricky, he loves playing SSX Tricky with me, so that's really fun. Wesley, they love going to 7-Eleven, so we love to snack. And then also tonight we watched The Corpse Bride and ate dinner, and it was really fun. So I don't know, I love hanging out with them. I love taking them to the pumpkin patch. I love taking them, oh my gosh, them getting their haircuts is the cutest thing ever, and they do so good. And, aw, there's so many fun things. I just love them. They're my babies. So, yeah. Anyways, I think that's a good place to start. I feel like I've yapped for almost an hour, and hopefully my everything worked properly with this video. And hold on, everyone. Finish your tea. Did you like hearing that? I should put a mic on. Anyways, I'm so excited. So I have no idea when this is gonna air, but when it does, woo! I can't wait to yap for an hour next week.